What's up, guys? It's me again. And it's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Massachusetts. I have to work later this afternoon, so I gotta do it now, right after school. Um, so if you went on my blog yesterday, you saw that tomorrow, or today, you saw it titled tomorrow's. Um, today's topic is the owners of the top five um, overall picks in the NHL, their needs. And So yeah. So I researched it last night because I had no time to do it after school. So I researched it last night, and all these teams, I looked at their team stats on NHL.com. You can go look at that. Click on the link. Or it's really not that hard. You just go to NHL.com. One of the big trends with these five teams is they all need defense. They all need to stop scoring and or to stop others from scoring, of course. And I don't, I don't really think that Nathan McKinnon or Jonathan Drouin or any of those big forwards have anything to do with defense. I mean, yeah, you score more, but that's basically it. So, I mean, if you're looking to rebuild these teams, you're looking at free agency maybe. For some, for a couple of them, like Carolina, they were out with Ward. That's a big thing. They didn't really have any goalies to replace. Um, so to replace Cam, so maybe Carolina can rebuild through free agency, and they're in a position to take somebody like Nathan McKinnon in the draft. But their needs are really defense, and they need to find a way to pick up these guys through free agency or whatever. And you got a couple guys that can maybe play depth or top four defensemen for you, like on UFAs, like Roosevelt is a UFA, and Mark Streit. That's it. Mark Streit, not Straight. Um, yeah, I mean these guys are gonna be UFAs this year. You can go check out Cap Geek. I gotta put that up on my blog. That's a huge thing. I think maybe they're gonna be looking through that, and they're in a position to take it forward. But yeah, they need a little bit of defense, goaltending if they're looking for prospects. So Carolina, that's kind of what they need. Um, in terms of the top two, Colorado. I mean, I think when they drafted Gabriel Landeskog, he's kind of like a Sean Monahan kind of guy. Um, so, if you have a two-way forward like that, as well as with Gabriel Landeskog, if that could work out, that's a huge thing. They say he's like kind of like a David Backes or Patrice Bergeron, which I'm wearing today. You know, I think that's definitely who they should pick. I mean, Colorado has, I think it was 78% penalty kill, but it was awful. Maybe that was Florida, but it was awful. And, they gave way too many goals. The power play is bad, too. But way too many goals given up. So maybe they're looking for a two-way forward. Florida as well, if they're looking for a prospect like that. Maybe, I mean, they just need defense, whatever way you can get it. I think Florida's in a better position to take a defenseman like Seth Jones or Darnell Nurse. I think they should go with him, those two, and they should try to pick up defensemen later on in the draft and try to go after these free agents, whatever they can do. I mean, when you think of Florida, they really, what defenseman do you think of? Yeah, you kind of think of Campbell maybe, but really they don't have too many defensemen. So, I mean, maybe they go with defensemen, but they definitely need defense. When you're thinking, some of these teams that it's really a big trend. They need defense. It's gonna be interesting to see trying to rebuild if they actually do go with offense with guys like Nathan McKinnon, even though they're the better prospects. Are they thinking in terms of their team? Are they thinking picking the best guys available and trying to pick up those kind of guys later on? I mean, when you think of, you look at that guy last draft, the 2012 entry draft in Pittsburgh. I mean, teams that really stuck with what they needed it ended up pretty good for them. I mean, you think of third overall Montreal Canadiens, Alex Galchenyuk. He ended up playing NHL, and as because they needed a center, he played pretty well, in my opinion. I mean, he's a 19-year-old. He's kind of small, but he played pretty well for a rookie year. Let's see. You could say maybe Buffalo kind of stuck with it with that, but I don't really think so. Minnesota definitely stuck with it. I think they have a great prospect right there in Dumba. Columbus stuck with it. They went with Murray instead of going with, say, Galchenyuk or Grigorenko or who else last year was a good prospect? Philip Forsberg, who kind of ended up stinking. Those kind of guys. So they really stuck with their gut and they getting good prospects. So I think, they need to stick with the players that can really play. I mean, there was, I think it was 19 overall Chicago picked. They picked Tervanen or whatever his name is. He's a center left winger from Finland. He was second or third in the European rankings. So he shouldn't have really lasted long. And Philip Forsberg was like number one. They were thinking he's gonna go top 5, and blah blah blah. And you never know. But I think you gotta stick to your needs basically if you want to rebuild. These teams really don't know how to rebuild at this point. I mean, you have teams that if they knew how to kind of do this stuff, they wouldn't be here. They've been here consecutive years, for the most part. Florida, Colorado, Carolina. Who are the other two? I don't know. I'll look it up later. But these guys really need defense. They don't understand that. They go with the best prospect. I mean, well, Colorado really hasn't had any really true good prospects. But yeah, these guys need to stick to their gut. They need to stick to their needs if they want to rebuild. So tomorrow I'm going to go 60-10, starting with Calgary. And then, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the only day I can't do anything. Thursday, and then Friday I will do 11 through 15. And then I'll be off for the weekend. And Monday we'll pick it back up. 16 through 20, and so on and so forth. I get out of school soon, so I can basically do these every single day. Whatever. I have half days on not next Thursday. I don't even know. Yeah, next Thursday and Friday. Because I have finals. Those my last days of school. So, it'll be all good. I can do those. I can really get some progress done with this. And, anyway, check out my blog. Follow me on Twitter at SeanF1629. Shout out to me, ask me questions, whatever. And, remember to check out my blog. I'll leave you some links. I don't even know. See you later.